South Africa, a country full of potential and hope. A land of beauty and majesty. A rainbow nation of cultures and people. But there is a dark shadow over our land, a growing menace, the extent of which is still unknown. Over 685,000 women die of breast and cervical cancer annually worldwide, 80% of which are from developing nations. Statistics in South Africa are inexact at best, a disaster at worst. There are approximately 25.5 million women in South Africa, but due to the lack of a national cancer control plan or working national cancer registry, we estimate that over 70% of breast cancer cases go unreported. But the lack of any statistics means that no one knows the extent of the problem.
The objectives of PinkDrive is to support the women of our country who need help, support and education, because if breast cancer is detected early, the chances of it being beaten are good. PinkDrive work closely with both local and regional government to identify areas where there are no mammography facilities available. Free mammograms are offered to women without medical insurance.
The heartbeat of the National Health Insurance, the new healthcare system, is going to be primary health care, meaning prevention of diseases and promotion of health. And PinkDrive is doing exactly that, so you are already ahead of us in what we want to do. And so we are going to work with you in a way we have never done before.
I think PinkDrive is very unique in terms of the way it has grown over the years, its outreach and its very clear focus, systematic, from an initial specific focus on breast cancer, which is indeed one of the major killers amongst the cancers, in the country and in the world, and also using that as a base to educate people about cervical cancer, about prostate cancer, and all that. So we see PinkDrive as really a very well organized, well focused, and therefore it's an organization which we would like many others out there, non-governmental organizations, to emulate.
Our business is about strengthening families. And initiatives such as these are not only for health. They are actually, for us as social development, more important because we have a responsibility to have strong families, healthy families, because when they are strong and healthy, they are able to work and assist us in combating poverty. But also we would like the track to follow our public engagements, so that when we go into communities to do community dialogues, it's not only about talking to communities, it's also about getting the pink circus in town.
It's always been a dynamic crowd, a dynamic bunch behind the scenes, ably driven by Nolene, and we know she's a real on-the-go lady, but I think that's been the success of it. One of the other options that they're doing this year, they're going to be taking a refreshment point en route as well, so you can certainly, I know the runners on the day will be able to experience a real live, vibey atmosphere on the road, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of pink around on the people in the trees, all that sort of thing. So those are sort of things that the runners, it gives them a little bit of a morale boost and a lift. And, I have approved some special kit to be made, that was made, that will be allowed to be used by our runners who choose to run for the PinkDrive on the day. And I think that's important from our point as race organisers, that we can obviously support and those initiatives and help the charities raise the funding that they require.
Well, interestingly enough, it was Nolene who we used at one of our sponsors' conference 3 years ago, as it happens, to illustrate to sponsors and to potential charities how it was done. Nolene was probably one of the first people in South Africa who understood that if you wanted to generate money, you actually had to get in and market your product, market your charity, not just go out and stick your hand out and ask for stuff. She's been incredibly dynamic with PinkDrive in driving that message not only through the cycle tour but sporting events around the country. And it was that energy that enabled us to show other charities exactly how it was done.
I really believe in what you guys are doing. You guys are doing such a great job, and I see you in action. I see you doing for the community every day, and great work, and I just want to be part of it, and I just want to support you.
Having PinkDrive here at our school today was another very positive move. PinkDrive has really made sure that they take our learners through. Our learners listened as they gave them all the information about cancer. They also gave them some lessons as to how they can even check themselves whether they have cancer or not, based on what these learners got today. I believe they might even go home and teach their parents or their family members how to check whether you are okay or not okay.
The PinkDrive is bringing awareness to people to live and eat healthy. The whole lesson was life skills to us because we deal with healthy living and exercises. It's part of PE.
I did not know there's so many poisons in a cigarette. Do you think it's cool to smoke? No. Remember, today we learned a lot. We learned how to be sun smart. We learned about healthy food choices. We learned about exercise. And we learned about the dangers of smoking.
One unit is currently doing 20 public sector hospitals work. We educate over 200 women a day and men in communities around the country. So it's corporate South Africa, and I think most importantly the people that have made this a success. It's the community people gleaning to be educated. They want to know.